think.
All right. Hello and good evening. Welcome to tonight's episode of Loot Die Repeat,
Those are cool.
where it's ladies' night here, and me. I'm the luckiest man in the room.
He's also
the only man in the room. As a bunch of us, well, lady dice rollers tonight sit around and we hopefully don't laugh at each other. We rejoice with each other and do some collaborative storytelling. Definitely not weeping with each other, Carissa. Collaborative storytelling, like called Dungeons and Dragons. We appreciate you being here with us as we tell our story. As you can see, we are 3 men down and much better for it. So, no, we're going to miss you, Adam and Steve and Jake, each of you having various responsibilities that you have to tend to. And therefore, we're going to do a slightly abridged session tonight, but no less significant for the purposes of our story. It is, as we've been building to, the much awaited attempt at life.
I don't know how you navigated 2 separate weeks where I'm like, I cannot be there that night. Over a month span.
And one where I couldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. To make it so that I had to physically suffer in this room for the enjoyment of people online that you've never met and never will meet.
Listen, we've met them in spirit and in text, and that counts in my book.
And one at a sub shop,
That's
apparently.
true.
Yes, we did.
Not to brag, viewers, but we're kind of famous now.
Craziness.
Rub it for good luck.
You do have 9. I just got a picture.
So,
I have 2 left.
you can, of course, cheer to affect the game, cheer bits and tip, and we appreciate the support that you give us through those bits, and we'll also have at least one giveaway tonight. There are 2 sets of dice up there, and if you don't want dice, you can get a gift card to DM's Guild.
What was it?
It was a 5.
No!
Thank you, Zentilius, for purchasing
That's not bad.
Bree a new set of dice, which she is testing out right now. What color did you pick?
Purple.
Oh, purple thematic
know.
with
It's like a marble. Purple
Yeah.
marble.
thematic with the Raven Queen, and
Yeah.
so I'm no longer the only man down here. Unfortunately, my son just ran down with his shirt off. Get your clothes on.
It's even worse! To the viewer, it just sounds like you streaked us.
And so we are gonna do this attempt at life. How'd we get here? Well, let me tell you. Recap. How did we get here? Our adventurers have been going through the Cinder Plains in search of a means of saving the city of Brass, which has been afflicted through a plague of shadow. They acquired the Mote of Shadow from a group of ancient red dragons, and then accepted a bit of a side quest, or a encouragement to go and unseal the second of 3 gates that prevent the elemental plane of water from directly interacting with the confluence of elemental planes where the city of Brass resides. On their way to Hecate's Fathom, which is where this elemental gate of water exists, the party stopped off at a very famous shrine to the elemental prince of the earth, Ogremok. There, they took the test of power and were successful in obtaining an ancient tablet of power, but not without loss. For their warlock friend, their Kenku priestess of the Raven Queen, one touched by death, Cacophony, was slain in the battle. seeing the value and the prize that was now within its grasp, Ogremok sought to whisk away the body. Her friends intervened and prevented her from falling into the elemental plane of Earth, and were themselves taken into, or rather through the intervention of the Raven Queen, placed into limbo. A very unique plane of existence that is aligned with chaos and disorder. And as the party traversed their way through limbo in the various manifestations of the elements that were there, they came across memories, shades, wisps of the departed who have not been able to pass to their final resting place. As the Raven Queen has given notice to Cacophony and the party has heard bits and pieces of, they now saw firsthand the scores of the dead who are being trapped in limbo in a almost unaware, memoryless state of existence. The party came across some old friends who seemed to be drawn to their presence, manifesting to the living and reminding the living of some of their own experiences. Ultimately, the party made their way to a tree upon which the corpse of Cacophony rested and was being siphoned from. Several denizens of limbo were also at that tree, some slod, red and green in particular. They did battle with the party, and through the clever use of their found influence within limbo over the various elemental manifestations, and Hashin convincing a horde of spirits to fight for them, a la Return of the King.
That was awesome.
That was nice.
I almost crashed this on the way back from North Carolina. I'll tell you that.
The party was successful in eliminating the slod as Ray called down the elemental fury of lightning and obliterated one of the slod as the spirits took care of the rest. Meanwhile, Cacophony's wandering spirit was alerted through the sound of battle and was drawn ultimately back to her friends. The party succeeded in extracting her corpse from the tree, although Ray did not succeed in cleansing the tree from its
Bad rolls, huh?
corruption.
Dude, there were so many cool things I could have done in Limbo Land, and I just failed.
Limbo Land, like it's Disney World.
More like Legoland, Limbo
Line
Land.
was too long and they didn't take Fast Pass.
That's
for the
right.
song.
I didn't have Fast Pass. That was my issue.
You had Fast Fail.
That's right. Oh boy.
And so, as
Welcome back to the view, everyone.
a gate opened above the tree, Celine, with her streaming Aasimar wings, radiant in their glory, streaked through the void of limbo and plucked Cacophony's corpse from the tree, disappearing into this portal. Ray, with her flying boots, followed suit, quickly followed by Antony, the illumination wizard, and Hashin, the warlock, connected with some unknown patron, and also developing his rangeriness, clearly connected to the Fey courts in some way. The party disappeared as Ray ultimately was unsuccessful in cleansing the corruption. As the light gives way to Hashin and Antony, the two of them look around and find Hugo in the corner, leaning against the wall, in the exact same position that they left him. Exhausted and in a state of slumber, or catnap, if you will. It seems that no time has passed. Hashin looks behind to the floor which had opened, Antony next to him, and they both immediately recognize that not all of their party made it through.
The pressure on us.
Well, that's not good. As Hashin kind of turns to Hugo and shrugs his shoulders. I guess I'll read that tablet now, huh? As he takes out the stone tablet that he had secured in the test of power of Ogremok. The two of them set about mending themselves with Hugo. Meanwhile, Celine,
Yeah.
as the light fades, the body of Cacophony is no longer in your arms. You begin to have your eyes adjust and you seek to look around, and before you see anything, you hear the familiar and comforting sound, though annoying it may be at times, of your adolescent storm giant friend, Ray.
Hey, I'm not annoying.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I love her. She's my adopted daughter. Niece thing. Twice removed.
Well, however you
Adopted
categorize
daughter, niece thing, twice removed.
your friend, you hear her rubbing her eyes and kind of shrugging off the light and almost guffawing at the fact that we're not back to the stone place.
She taps the necklace. I don't think these are working right. Kind of gives it a little shake.
Stamp your Metro card.
And you see Ray kind of shaking the necklace as your eyes finally come to clarity, and the adjustment to this flash of light is finished. And you see Ray very close to you. You feel the firm ground beneath you. And immediately, before you is a large stone statue. Half of the statue is pure white. The face, in particular, almost a sheening porcelain. There are no defined humanoid features, instead a mask. Think a theater mask.
Phantoms of the Opera style?
Yes, except no breech, the full face. One half of the mask with an upturned smile, and one half of the mask with a downturned frown.
Should definitely talk to the evil side.
I get it. We have to turn the mask upside down. I cracked the code. We're done.
We got this. A book within its hand. Open, though you cannot see to the top of it. Behind, or rather underneath the book, on the, what would be the covering, you see two words written. Life and death. The cloak of this figure is a stark black. Matte in its appearance, almost absorbing the light. Which, as you look around, there is a dusk that permeates this area. No source of light, though it is light enough to see. Rather than the light being an issue, it's more of the mist that permeates the ground everywhere. In fact, you look down and you barely see your feet, though when you move, the mist is kind of brushed aside momentarily. You see around you dead, lifeless trees. And this almost reminds you of the Shadowfell, except it doesn't feel the same. It feels similar, but different. Whereas the Shadowfell was almost a negative or inverse of the material plane that was related to death, was in fact meant to be a facilitator of death, a moving place from life to one's final rest. This place feels like a repository of death. This place isn't related to death. This place is a manifestation of death itself.
When you say death itself, do you mean... Like, are we talking... Is there any sort of vibe of the kind of death? Like, violent death? Or, like, peaceful death? Or just encapsulating everything? Is there any sort of sense of that?
Roll an insight check.
That's also going to be my first revivify roll. Is the way this works. 23.
23, that's good. As you look around, you see in the mist tombstones, mausoleums, small obelisks signifying a resting place. You seem to be in a graveyard of some sort, cemetery. And you get the sense that death here is not treated as a bad thing, a violent thing. It simply is what this place is about. Most importantly of all, in front of this statue, the corpse that was once in your hand now lies motionless on the ground. The wounds which racked her body, the brokenness that was inflicted through the pounding of the stone golems is evident. There is no breath in her lungs. There is no life in her eyes. But in front of the statue, and hovering opposite the body, is a form, a spirit, a shade, not unlike those which you saw in Limbo, except with less definition, almost cloaked in a wispy shadow. The figure is also looking around. And as you peer into its vague form, The one clear defining feature that you see peeking out from beneath this shadowy shroud is a beak. And as the figure turns its heads to you, you see a face. The face of Cacophony. The face of the High Priestess of the Raven Queen.
When you say we see her face, 'cause she wears a bit of a mask, right?
So the mask is
On
more...
like the bridge of the nose.
yes,
right?
like bridge of the nose and over the beak.
Does her flesh look like, in the spirit form, does it look like flesh, or does it look like just bone?
It does look like flesh.
Okay.
It does not look like rotted and dissolved flesh. It is her body, incorporeal, ethereal. Ghostified, if you will.
You need some milk.
Cacophony.
Yes.
You look around and see everything I've described. And you see a dead bird person in front of you. And a young-looking storm giant, it's kind of intimidating, holding a massive hammer in one hand and fidgeting with a necklace in the other. And you see a lovely looking woman with radiant wings staring at you. You have no idea who either of them are, nor who this dead person before you is, nor why you're here, or who you are. Ray, you take all this in as well, and after fidgeting with the necklace for a moment, you and Celine both silently fix your eyes on this figure before the scene is yours.
Celine! Look how easy this is gonna be! I thought we were gonna have to go searching for her body again, but look! There's her spirit, there's her body! Let's just lay her down on top and then sew! All good!
While she's saying this, I don't know if I can roll like some sort of insight check, but like, is her spirit like T-posing there, like not doing anything? Like, what? Like, it would be unusual for her to be in the same space as us and not try to make contact of some kind.
Yeah, the spirit is there,
Which I
just
find odd.
kind of presently hovering and taking in the environs, much like you are. There doesn't seem to be any attempt by it to flee. Roll an insight check with disadvantage because of the shrouded nature of her visage.
I'm gonna use
You
an
have
advantage.
69 advantages, by the way,
Wonderful.
from Zentilius.
Thank you, Zentilius.
If you, I will not give you the antidote to the poison I put in that Chick-fil-A milkshake. All
Darn
right,
it! I should have known!
I'm also gonna use one of my advantages to offset the dis.
Very good.
So,
And you're blessed?
am I
You
still
used
blessed?
one of yours, or was it?
It was
Just at a
natural
default,
because
yep.
of the shadow. I will note when
Okay.
I use one of mine.
Okay.
I already forgot what I'm rolling.
You're
Insight?
rolling insight?
Okay.
Yep.
Bloop. Bless when crit.
Nice.
That's also the two for the passing. All right. No, I'm burning all of it. No. All right. Gosh, where's the alcohol? I'm getting stressed.
Stop rolling. Just stop rolling.
So
Crit.
you see a vacuous look in her face. There's a clear lack of recognition. She doesn't seem to know who you are. It seems that her mind is fugaciously absent.
SAT word. Okay. Ray, I don't think it's going to be as simple as that.
What do you mean? She's right there. Hi, Cacophony. You can see
Cacophony?
me, right? Cacophony.
Do our voices echo, or does it almost sound like they're not going anywhere, like it's a tiny room?
Rather than an echo, it almost seems like the mist is pressing in the sound towards you.
Ray will walk up to Cacophony's body and lift up her little skeleton hand, and then turn to Cacophony the spirit and wave with her skeleton hand. Hi, Cacophony!
Cacophony, you see this.
Are you looking for somebody?
We're looking for...
What do you mean? We found you. We're not looking for anyone. Well, we have to, I guess, find a way to transport you back. But we found you.
You found me?
Yes, silly.
I honestly think we've hopped through like 7 realms to try and find you. Do you not remember? Okay, you talk to her. I'm gonna start doing Revivify because I have no idea if we're on timeline on this or not. So while this is happening, I will kneel down and inspect the body that's broken. Actually, on our way over to her body, are we passing any tombstones?
You seem to be in what would be almost a courtyard type area.
Okay.
There are tombstones, but they are peripheral to this central area that is framed by this large statue in the center.
Do I have like a sense of time is passing? Like we would in the material plane?
You have the sense that, given your natural 20 on your insight, I'll continue to
Yay.
Don't make me
allow for
roll
that.
again, I need to save it.
You get the sense that while you might not be bound by the typical casting requirements for Revivify, i.e. casting it upon someone within 1 minute of their death,
Right.
in this place, you will need to use this spell in order to affect this disjointing, this separation of body and soul that you see before you. But clearly, the fact that Cacophony doesn't recognize you is a problem, and that needs to be rectified.
Don't you remember, Cacophony? We were in the Stone Maidens, and then you were trying to hide, but you couldn't really hide very well. And then you went down, and then you got attached by this crazy tree, and then we had to go into limbo to find the tree, and then we rescued you from the tree, and then I don't know where everyone else went, but then we got here, and you're the Keeper of Memories. How do you not remember? How does the Keeper of Memories not have a good memory? I'm kind of doubting your title, I'm not gonna lie.
She lied on her resume.
I think you have me confused for somebody
No,
else.
silly. Feel
I'm
in front of your
not
face.
even sure where I am.
Feel in front of your face. Feel that beak? You see this beak? Same beak.
I'm assuming I'm just going
You feel
through myself.
you feel nothing.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna go. I have to figure out where I am.
No.
I'm not really sure.
No.
Where I'm supposed to be going?
All right, do you
Either?
look down? You see this body here?
I see a body. Yeah.
That's your body. We are
No,
trying...
that
yes,
can't
it
be
is.
my
It is your
body.
Do you think it's normal that your hand passes through your beak like that? It's not.
I have to be honest. I don't know what's normal, actually.
Do you know how long you've been here? Do you have any sense of that?
I don't think so.
So if you don't know these answers, and there's clearly nobody else around, why would you not trust us when we tell you
I'll
that we're
help
here for
you
you?
look for who
Roll a
you're
persuasion
trying to
check.
find.
Ooh! Advantage! Come back to me!
Ooh, to use one of your 9.
I did.
Or you've used 2.
And...
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna do it. So... Persuasion... Na. Hey, 20!
She seems earnest and sincere. She seems trustworthy. And you don't really see any better options around.
Who are you?
Well, my name is Ray Esmeralda, but you call me Ray, and we're part of the Rats. We're Rage Against the Storm, because our big purpose, well, it's too long of a story, and I'm out of breath, so...
Might be a good time.
You want me to do the full story?
Alright, insert 10-minute recap. Here, we'll link to it in the description.
Oh my, that sounds really intense.
Seamlessly picked it up.
I don't remember.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know. I guess I'm just very confused.
Please roll after hearing the recap
Yes.
from Ray. First of all, Ray, I need you to roll a advantaged, because you're telling your own story, an advantaged history check as to how you properly recollect and describe the sequence of events that involved cacophony.
15.
15.
I think you're also in Bulletin bonded with me. Right, she was the one?
Yeah.
Not you, though.
Not
17.
17, okay. 17 is sufficient to allow you, Cacophony, to roll an even wisdom save.
Don't you remember now?
Using my new dice.
Come on! maybe try your skull again.
Aren't you rolling with advantage?
Did you roll with advantage?
No, I guess I will.
I think it's your technique.
Why are you throwing it overhand like a
rolling
baseball?
technique
Why are you
versus
doing
a
I don't think it really matters.
Stop putting spit on it!
Hold on.
Or maybe try the skull again.
How
New
could-
dice.
Stress me out all week just to roll
12.
like a baseball.
Oh, are you
Well.
in Golden Bonded? Oh, no.
No, she's
Nope.
not now.
12. There is some slight recognition. The part about having a book from someone important to you. You look up at the statue and you see the book there as well. Yeah, there's something familiar about that. The part about being rescued from a mirror? Okay. It's foggy, it's cloudy, it's unclear. But it is familiar enough for you to want to keep talking with these two people, Ray and this other one who has yet to introduce herself.
Oh, yeah.
She's just manhandling my body.
Yeah. Just, wake up! You remember this? I'm gonna beat the memory in you. That's not what I said.
Can you tell me more?
Oh, I love talking. How much time do you want to go from the beginning, the middle beginning, or the
Right.
end beginning? Oh, I can focus on the time that we went to your patrons, the Raven Queen's world, and we had to do all these kind of puzzles, and we fought dragons, and we had to fight the evil Shar who's taking over the realm of the Raven Queen, and I don't think we succeeded, but that was a little unclear in my opinion. Couldn't really tell ya.
You got the DM in the middle of this. Would have been better explained by an external party.
Not a DM about myself. Not a hit at me.
Be better.
And we had to fight, and then you were chosen as like the chosen of the Raven Queen, and then you became the High Priestess, and we had to find all these keys, and you had to put the keys into order, and you had this book from the dragons that's really important to my story that you haven't told me about yet. And anyways,
Good to know.
I've just been waiting 1 month and a half for this book to be told about.
I didn't know that.
And we went to the dragons, and they had a horde Oh, you love shiny things. So after we fought these, we were transported back to this horde via this girl that Hashim kind of had a crush on. But I think she has a crush on everyone.
Pause for just
Anyways.
a second. When she's talking, am I noticing any reaction on Cacophony's face at the mention of Keys or the Raven Queen or Shar? Any of these really
So
distinct figures?
please roll a because you're hitting all the high notes here. You're hitting exactly all the things you should be hitting. This is with advantage, and you can roll your choice of either persuasion, insight, if you're trying to kind of insightfully call to remembrance what's going on, or
Acrobatics, as you maneuver your memory.
She's actually dancing while she does it. It's very cute.
Remember what happened?
Oh my goodness, she
Not
takes
a static
she takes some spare socks out of her backpack and she puts on a puppet show.
Puppet
Yes.
performance.
Demonstrating.
Stealthily! Roll
No, I'm kidding.
stealth!
I'm kidding.
So-
Persuasion,
Or-
insider.
you've convinced me, or performance.
Oh no, performance and
We
persuasion
better
are the same.
The DC is different based off of which one of those you choose.
Oh boy.
I.e., the performance DC is the lowest just because it's fun.
Try juggling while you're talking. A good audience is engaged.
You know, Ray would be putting on a show, so we're gonna do.
I feel like you also have a stick and you're like
Dude,
drawing
your
maps
ancestors
in
are,
the.
like, acting
the
it
dirt.
out behind you. the whole
It's true. I have a whole lot of hands to work with. I actually call it Bart.
Yes!
And Bart helps me with the storytelling.
I was like, I don't know why I'm here.
You know what I think of the genie in Aladdin and how he has like the
Yes,
little genies that
exactly.
help him?
Do I get emboldening bond again or no? As a turn passed?
Sure.
I'd
Let's
say
say
it's been
6 cents.
Yeah.
10
Gumbo.
minutes
15.
soliloquy.
15. Right. That is, again, sufficient to allow you to roll evenly
Oh, good.
on a wisdom save. Also, for the sake of clarifying, because the chat has asked, Spirit Cacophony does not have the Raven Queen's mask on her protruding beak.
Oh, okay.
Only Corpse Cacophony has the mask.
I understand.
I see a light of recognition. I think she wants me to leave in the
storytelling, I'm
shinies.
clarifying that for storytelling purposes here. Go ahead and make your roll.
What's something that we
It was the shiny coins that really sparked your memory, right?
I think so.
What's your wisdom save?
She didn't roll yet.
Okay.
Sorry, I was catching up on chat. Okay.
Are you gonna do?
What's the right technique?
So you wanna?
Not
you wanna,
what
like,
you've been doing.
roll
Whatever
it.
you've been doing,
You're
don't
like
do that.
throwing it.
Yes!
Oh,
What is it? It's above a 15 for the first time in diary history. Cacophony has rolled above a 10.
And
I think we're
wisdom?
done.
23.
23.
Above a 20!
18 on the die.
As you
It is my technique.
hear
I need
these
to
words
practice.
of the Raven Queen in particular, shiny things which catch your eye, and of being the chosen of the chosen,
And
of
fighting
Raven Queen.
dragons.
and fighting dragons.
Pretty intense.
Beating that bitch Shar.
You, Ray, and Celine watch as the mask of the Raven Queen materializes on the spirit of Cacophony. It still remains on the corpse.
Do I notice?
There is memory that returns.
Ooh.
There is a knowing recognition of I am the chosen of the Raven Queen, and it's my job to collect things. I like shiny things, but the Raven Queen likes memories, and I need to keep collecting those memories.
I have a job to do.
That's right. I don't really know what it is. I don't know how you collect a memory, but that's what you keep saying.
Do I recognize them?
Not yet.
Okay.
When you say that she has that memory come back to her, does she feel a stronger compulsion to come closer to the body? By any chance?
Ask that again, please.
When you said that memories were starting to come back to her and that mask materialized, does she feel almost pulled or compelled to get a little closer to the body.
There was no movement from her soul towards the body, but there was a greater reflection of her soul to what her body.
So it's starting to almost like solidify and
Yes.
settle the
So
shape down?
there's greater
Okay.
there's greater symmetry between these two manifestations. Well, this manifestation of cacophony and the broken body before you.
Is the mask? This is Chris asking. Because you're part cleric. Is the mask your symbol? Your badge of office kind of thing? I don't know if we ever clarified that. All right, time to do that now. So I will see you like obviously standing there, and we'll watch the mask appear on your face. And I have this feeling that the sense of duty is starting to come back to you. So Celine holds up her wrist and shows off the red cord that's a little bit frayed and dirty, but still wound multiple times around her wrist, and hold that out for you to inspect it. And almost hold it out as if offering her to touch it to try to interact with it. And as I do so, I'll say, "You remember, you were charged with a duty just like I was. Your goddess, the Raven Queen, gave you a job to do.
Yes,
You
I
remember?
have to collect memories.
Do you see this
I
on
have
my
to
wrist?
protect the memories.
You do. Do you see this on my wrist?
I'm assuming I do, right? Because I can see them.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we pledge to follow a god and to serve that god, we wear oftentimes, think of them like badges of office."
Ray pats down her body.
I don't have one. To show, we'll get you one at the dollar store. To showcase our faith and our commitment. Serving a god does not stop at death's door. Do you remember this mask on your face? Do you remember what that means for the pledge that you made? Verbally or not? Spoken or thought?
I do.
This is
I
sacred.
think I do. I do.
You do.
Yes, okay.
You remember that?
I do. Yeah.
And you remember that you were supposed to be a collector of memories?
Yes. Who are you?
Has this not come up yet? Yes. Oh, sorry. Apologies. I thought you remembered me. I'm Celine Harrington. I'm a cleric of Ilmater, and I've been traveling with you for quite some time. You stole a diamond from me. Do you remember that? You should remember that.
Roll a persuasion, or again, insight, whatever you prefer.
Can't get rid of that memory. It's gonna haunt me forever.
No, you can't. I'm gonna use an advantage. I'm gonna use my. Well, we'll see how we go. I'm gonna use the dark dice for your theme.
Shouldn't have used the dark
Yeah, I
dice.
should not have done that. Should not have done that. All right, embolden and bond. That'll fix it. All right, so that is a 19 for persuasion.
That is sufficient
That's
to
pretty
allow you to roll an even wisdom save.
Alrighty. Am I gonna use an advantage? I'll use an advantage.
The fact that you think about that is so
Ooh!
funny to me.
Never mind. I'm not gonna use an advantage.
We run the game how we want to, TM. This is Carl's game.
Well, I rolled a 20.
His
so I'm
honorary
not gonna-
womanhood is
You
on
rolled a
thin
natural
ice.
20?
She did. Yes!
Wow!
Bring it back, girl!
So
Yeah.
it's a 25.
Man, those purchased dice.
I know. Mixed with a technique correction. Because apparently that makes a difference.
I've never seen anyone roll their dice like that. That's really incredible. We found a way, proven scientifically, to not roll. Alright, cool.
That is true.
You hear the words of Celine, her introducing herself, her description of her devotion to Ilmater, her desire to help you, and the fact that you stole a diamond from me, and
yeah.
that triggers something within you. That's right. I haven't just been a collector of memories. I've been a collector of all kinds of things, which themselves are memorable. I have a really cool diamond with some blood in it that I actually tried to get rid of, but then it came back. That's weird. I'm a Kenku that likes to collect things.
I am.
And as this sinks into her, you watch as the shrouded body begins to coalesce. The hood covering her head seems to fall back. And what was wispy hands and legs now take form. And instead of hovering on the ground, you are now standing on the ground. Feet and hands. No bone hand, but feet and hands. And you look and you see your form, and you feel the beak with the mask on it. I feel and look like that person, that Kenku. And I know what my purpose is, but I still don't know who I am.
Do I recognize the body as myself, or I just recognize the
You
similarity?
recognize that what you see of your spiritual form does reflect what you see before you.
Okay, I just haven't put it
But it's
together.
it what you're hearing what they're saying, but it hasn't clicked. It doesn't. You don't remember it. It's just words. It's not a knowing.
Okay.
You know what we could do? Is I could hold up your body like a jacket, and then you like step into it.
Oh, that's not my body.
Yes, it is, silly.
No, that's something dead.
Well, it does look a bit ghastly, but I'll get to that in a second here.
Also, you like dead things. I often found like dead mice around you, and I think in your bag of holding there was like a dead possum.
I'm feeling a little attacked right now.
You like
Just saying.
you like death. What can I say?
Wait
It's a
a
little weird, but that's okay.
Wait a minute.
I do, but I don't know who you are. I don't think you
Okay.
know who I am, and that is not my body. That's another Kenku that died here, and I don't even know where I am, and I have to protect and collect memories, so I can't stay here very long.
But if you stay with us, we can take you to all the best memories.
I think, honestly, Ray, I
Roll-
think you have a point.
You
here.
finish your
Yeah, go ahead.
point.
I think I have a theory related to what you just said. You, in the material plane, like to collect shiny things. The Raven Queen likes to collect memories. But there's a thing,
Yes.
I think this is entirely conjecture, but I almost wonder if the reason that you were called to be a chosen of the Raven Queen, maybe one of the reasons, is you're being called to collect experiences of the soul that no other soul has undergone before. I have never heard in any sort of teachings on Revivify or the soul after death of this sort of place. I've never heard of your bone hand as it is in real life not being portrayed how it is in your spirit form. I've never heard of a soul losing memories like this just to painstakingly gather them up again. I wonder if the Raven Queen is using you to learn more about what a soul can experience outside of her domain.
That sounds dangerous.
But maybe you're the best one for it.
As Celine's words reach your ears, and as the talk of death from Ray reach your ears, and the promise of the best memories,
It's tempting.
Ray, were you trying to trying to be deceptive? Do you really believe?
Oh, best memories. 100% Ray believes it. Power of friendship, man.
10 out of 10 would explode a volcano again.
So then,
100%.
so then please roll persuasion. And then, Celine, I would like you to roll an advantaged religion check.
Ooh.
16 for persuasion.
Okay, very good.
Ooh, good. Nice. I got 24.
24. Cacophony all at once as the words reach your understanding. The world around you begins to rush in as if it's collapsing upon you. You stagger for a moment and you reach up and cover your head. As you do so, you see that her hand, when she reaches, is a bone hand. I need you to roll an advantage wisdom save.
Okay. You can do it.
Advantaged. Advantaged. Come on.
25.
You rolled a natural 20 again?
You crit?
I did.
First one was a 17, too.
Yes!
This is
Wow.
great. Cacophony will change the game with these new dice.
I am deaf!
The bone hand is now covering your eye. As your eye opens, you see it now has become bone. You push back and you watch as her hands extend from her mind, and there's a flash of light. Ray and Celine, I need each of you to make wisdom saves yourselves.
With me
Gonna
as an
use one of my
advantage.
advantages.
Oh no.
We're so bad at calling it before. I'm gonna use one of mine.
18.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
Yep. Technically, we're still blessed, right? You and me. Because I haven't dropped that yet.
19.
Right, Matt? Still blessed.
You haven't concentrated on anything else yet.
You right. 22. Above a 22.
Okay. Both of you are able, as this flash of energy pulses not from Cacophony's spirit or body, but from the statue above her. A glow begins to emerge from the book. Your eyes both are drawn to the glow, and when you look back at Cacophony's spirit, it has been replaced by an older female half-elf with red hair and golden eyes,
Cacophony spirit.
wearing an open-backed silver dress,
This lady.
and on her back a shimmering silver, black, and white dragon skull
This is the second time we saw her, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
with horns that extend over her shoulders and onto her collarbones. She looks bewildered for a moment, as if she is in a place of stress and strain. And then there's a sense of recognition as she looks at the statue and at this place and at the corpse. You don't know if she sees the corpse, or you don't know what she sees. But in this instant, maybe 2 seconds of a flash, she sees, looks around, extends her hands, and disappears. and the spirit is gone. The book remains glowing above Cacophony's body, as the corpse has itself a similar glow. And Celine, you get the sense
Time to go.
that you have succeeded in bringing recognition to the soul and spirit of your friend, and it is now time to determine life
It is time.
or death.
All those rolls just to freaking do it. Okay. All right. So that you said the spirit, like not just the female half elf, like Cacophony's spirit is also not visible anymore to us.
It is not, although there is a glow over her body,
Okay. Yep. All right.
and you get the sense that there has been in that flash of light, there has been a joinder.
Perfect. Okay, great. I am going to immediately then drop bless.
Okay.
I'm going to run over to kneel in front if I'm not already in front of the body.
Front as in like alongside of, or at the head of, at the feet of. Where would you like to be? Not that matters from a map standpoint, but just. And Ray, where would you like to be?
Depends on where Cacophony is. Ray will be at the feet massaging them.
Massaging the feet.
That gives me
Perfect.
advantage on all of these.
That's right.
Well,
Really
has
relaxes Cacophony.
Has anything,
Does she
just
have,
for a note about the environment,
think
has
I
anything
have, like,
changed on the
talons?
statue?
Is that what
Because
they're
it was a
called?
half
Yeah.
frown, half
Like chicken
smile,
feet?
and there was life and death written in. Has anything changed on the expression, like more towards one side or the other, or has the pages of the book seemed to have flipped?
Pages have not turned. Statue remains.
You're
with its-
stalling.
I
with
am.
its-
Shut up.
Statue remains with its
Oh,
duality.
shucks, ran out of time. Next time.
What time of day is it?
All right. Dusk.
There is a change. Certainly the glow is new. However, the statue, rather than looking off into the distance, now has its head downturned towards you.
Ah. Okay, let's do it.
Is the
So
cloak
I
on the
dropped-
statue like an actual stone, or is it like a real cloak?
It is stone,
Stone.
solid. Yep.
I drop bless. I guidance myself. And as I kneel and begin to run through almost the field medic assessment that I've been taught for coming upon wounded bodies in the field, I will also release the hold that I had on the emboldening bond that was between me, myself, Ray, and
Hashim.
Hishin. And I will cast a new one that is focused on us three here.
And so
Almost
as
as if the way that you essentially spiritually like a seesaw here, where I'm trying to connect us both to help counterbalance whatever effect of dematerializing or losing one's memories to a blur is having upon us from this place. I want our realness and our materialness to help counterbalance that through the bond.
And so as you kneel, your radiant wings outstretched behind you, they begin to flicker. And with a sudden, almost explosion of light, although it's not blinding, it's more of like the dispersion of fireworks through the sky. The wings explode forth, and the flickering
Pretty.
residual lights fall down around the three of you, Ray, Cacophony, and Celine. And there is a link, a bond between the two living and the dead. And you feel connected. And Ray, as you are massaging
The little chicken feet.
the taloned chicken feet of your Kenku friend.
Do the chickens have large talons?
There is a reassuring and hopeful feeling that takes you. You feel the presence of your ancestors with you. And in particular, in your peripheral vision, you can't tell if she's actually there or it's just your imagination. But you feel the presence of Habre standing over you and putting a hand out as if she's laying hands on your right shoulder. And out of your left peripheral vision, you get the sense of someone else. An ancestor you haven't met before.
I haven't met anyone in a while! That Pokemon! I know! It's Diglett!
You see, or rather sense, or imagine, you can't tell, and you want to look so bad, but you feel like you shouldn't. Of a very long, scraggly, bearded storm giant with tears in his eyes. In a almost sackcloth robe.
Okay.
Good time.
And a gnarled staff extended forth and also hand put forth. Roll a advantaged history check for your ancestors.
I have a couple people in mind. Does emboldening bond work or no?
It does.
Oh, that was cocked, but not anymore. How does a 5 sound?
With emboldening bond?
Yup.
Yikes.
The crit fail was cocked, but then it uncocked before I picked it up, so I couldn't re-roll it.
Doesn't count.
Did you roll with advantage?
I did. One was a 1 and the other was a 2.
Okay, well,
Did you do this last time too? Last week?
Might have
the
been
dice
me.
have spoken.
Honestly.
You don't know who this is.
Oh!
And maybe in the future you'll figure it out.
Does a blinking neon sign appear above his head like, I am this person?
It does not.
Ray will kind of, as she's focusing,
So
she's actually a little thrown back by Harabe being there.
Yep.
I don't remember her name.
There's a giant gorilla.
She's really thrown off. I had no idea this was in my bloodline.
Oh no, definitely. There's definitely
I think there's been a mistake.
There's a Harambe statue over one of the graves.
Anyways, she is
gone too soon.
She is thrown off by the
Habre.
Harambe, help us! Rolls persuasion. Oh man.
So she's thrown off a little bit by the cloud giant being there, and like she really wants to look, but she kind of wants to prove that storm giants are better than cloud giants, and she's a little bit thrown off because she's not still quite used to them being there. So she's gonna try to like really peek in her peripheral vision, and then be like, "Oh no! I need to focus," and focus a little bit more.
All right, very good.
All right.
Oh boy. Is there anything else you need to do?
The power of Harambe
That's right.
is with you.
Power of Christ and her open.
Cacophony.
Yes.
That feeling of pressure and almost like you're drowning in the space about you,
Okay.
you now realize was actually you being reunited with the broken body before you. This is you. This is your body. This is the vessel through which you will carry out your purpose of collecting memories. This is the vessel that has been touched by death. But they've been calling me a name that I don't recognize. What is it? Celine, you may call to your friend.
Well, I don't think I even cast Revivify yet, so I will pull out the not blood-containing diamond, the normal diamond from
You don't even have
Special
a blood
K or K Jewelers or whatever it is. And
okay.
yeah, whatever. Every kiss begins with K. And I will hold out the diamond to begin the casting process of Revivify. And Ray, I don't know if you saw me do this before. No, you didn't, because it was just me and Steve/Vex/Vexel/Vexelis/whoever the heck he was that week. So you haven't seen this, so you wouldn't know. So anyway, so Celine holds out the diamond and begins to murmur the chant in celestial language, the verbal components for it. But as she's doing that, the red cord that's wrapped around her wrist almost comes to life on its own and unravels from around her wrist and begins to circle, slow at first and then increasingly quickly, almost to create a red ring around this diamond that begins to float and spin like a top as well. And the last time that Celine had cast this, when it was converted from just a gemstone into a component for a spell casting, particularly for Antony, a wizard touched by illumination, it had glowed and dispersed almost into a light that had enveloped him. But as I'm casting it for you, Cacophony, the diamond itself almost starts like a speck of black inside, like a bit of ink, that rapidly fills the entire gemstone, and the stone melts like an oil spill to cover your body as I begin to cast the Revivify. So, the first check I'd like to try to do, knowing that she's kind of like a twitching like bird like on the ground right now, is medicine, to try to restore the physical pathway to serve as a suitable receptacle for a soul to return to.
So as the now oily manifestation of the diamond spreads over,
I need to shower.
providing a natural lubrication.
Sounds like
And-
a fancy spa treatment.
Yes, and a natural aromatic
Almost like
kind of
anointing.
Anointing and a you know how aroma is a very strong trigger of memory. This oil that you kind of anoint Cacophony's body with begins to, through the power of the divine magic, seep into her body, and you attempt to set right what has been broken, to mend what has been sundered. You may roll your medicine check.
What does it smell like? Said it was smelled, right?
I don't know enough incense. I would say it would be something that's like earthy, almost calling back to mind a cold forest in the middle of winter. Cold,
Vague but
Soil.
poetic. I like it.
Grape,
Yeah.
soil, pine, mint.
Oh,
Panther
come on.
from Anchorman.
The Christmas candle.
It is mint, in fact.
Yes, that's
There
where I
is
was getting.
some mint and holly that seems to emerge from her body.
Holy cow, you guys. I'm never allowed to play any cleric character ever again.
So,
What did you do?
so the first was a crit fail.
Okay.
What am I rolling? Medicine?
Medicine.
Yeah.
The second was a 16.
Do you have any sorcerer points you can reroll?
Well, I mean, the 16's good, but I'm also going to add the emboldening bond to that.
Yep.
Just funsies. 19.
nice.
Well, given the terrible result that a crit fail would have had, a 19 is a pretty significant turnaround from there.
Yes.
How many advantages do you have left?
I have 5. No, I'm not telling you. Shut up! Shut up! How dare you? How dare you extort that when I'm reading and I can't defend myself? You should work for the FBI. You would get all the answers immediately.
We have 2 pool advantages.
Yeah.
So,
How dare you?
Ray, you feel the bones within her legs as you kind of rub her feet and rub the tops of her feet and kind of into her chicken-like calves.
You're thinking of
You don't
KFC.
you don't go anywhere above the knees, but you feel the bones mending underneath your gentle massage. The oil covering your own hands and a sensation of icy hot. This is the more icy, cool, and refreshing sensation, that minty smell kind of filling your nostrils. That is a success.
Woohoo.
As Ray proceeds with her spell, as Celine proceeds with her spell, Ray, you get the sense that you too have the ability to influence what is going on here as your ancestors lend their own strength to you.
Molly looks at her skill bonuses. I can punch her, I can sneak past her, I can flip over her, and that's
I was
about
thinking, should I try to pickpocket her? I'm pretty good at stealth.
it. That would be
That'd be sleight of hand.
Yeah.
No, Ray? Reminded of her ancestors, she's gonna look towards her hammer. Cacophony, even though you haven't been with us for very long, I mean, feel like I've known you forever and ever, but in reality, it's only been... Anyway, back on point. You've become like family to me, and I just want you to know, I'm always gonna be fighting for you, and I'm always gonna protect you. Just like my ancestors protect me, I will protect you as best as I can, for as long as I can.
That
You're
was
my
sincere.
family.
Okay. Cacophony,
Yes.
you hear this voice,
That was awesome.
and she means it so much. But you're also dead,
Yep.
which means she failed once before to protect you.
Oh, you son of a biscuit.
I mean, it's true. I have in my actions, though, whenever I could. I have always tried to protect her.
Cacophony, please roll
I was thinking that I was being marinated.
an insight check.
Tenderized.
You were being tender.
Slather in oil.
Doesn't work out. We'll have a nice barbecue.
Marinate.
All right.
right, I'm sorry.
There's a fry grill in
I'm
the
gonna
back.
wrap her up in a
Fry,
bag so
air
we can
fryer.
sous vide her in her soul. A little bit of Ken's Ranch is my component.
Go ahead and roll an insight check. I'm sorry.
so fun.
First, Ray, you roll a persuasion check. It is a straight roll. You can choose to roll advantage if you care to.
Yeah, I will.
Okay?
Can we call this episode the Sisterhood of the Traveling Soul?
Sure.
15.
15. That is sufficient to allow you to roll an advantaged insight check.
All right.
To tell, basically, do you believe her?
Advantaged.
It was on an 18 for a solid like
I
2
know.
seconds.
9.
9. And you used your emboldening bond as well?
Oh, I
did not.
didn't. 11.
Okay.
My entire character is a D4. I don't know how to feel about that.
Her words are sincere. And you believe she'll protect you. Or rather, you believe she'll protect Cacophony. Whoever that is.
All right.
Celine, you may roll another advantaged because of the success of Ray in connecting with Cacophony. You may roll an advantaged Arcana check in trying to weave the threads of Cacophony's mind together with her
It wasn't.
soul.
All right, here we go. Oh, kind of dropped it. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay. Arcana check is going to be a 20. I rolled a 17 on the die.
Her body has already been mended to the extent necessary. You now address the shattering and fracturing of her mind. She has to know who she is. And as you dig down into the depths of the Revivify spell, your eyes are supernaturally drawn as a neurosurgeon to their patient. The weave and its influence upon the mind of this warlock, which is unique in its operation because it is not through study, it is not through some divine connection, nor is it through some natural occurrence of sorceress origin. It is through a pact that she has with the Raven Queen. But you're able to navigate the difficulty of this neurosurgical operation of the weave and make the connections. Cacophony. The name
Yes.
continues to echo in your mind. Cacophony. Cacophony. Is that who I am? You have your final attempt to lower the DC on this Revivify spell.
If you roll
So
too
we
low, she's
are-
gonna think her name is Cacophone.
Reconification. I
cackles.
like that.
So, we began with the most external layer to the spirit of the body, and we repaired that. We moved from that to how the threads of the weave interact with you, body and soul, to help knit together some of the fractures of the sundering. Almost condensing along this path, knowing that we are, all three of us, intrinsically connected at this point in time through the emboldening bond. Celine will begin to share the outline the concept, the shape in reality that Cacophony occupies in our memories of her. And I want to help, almost like you would, an artist would use a mold for a statue to fill in that negative space. I would like to use the emboldening bond of all three of us here to participate in giving you that structure and support to finding your own memories of self from what we know and what we remember of you. Hopefully this is an insight roll is what I'm trying to do with that, so.
And so as you
If you can roll too, then.
as you tap into the connection between the three of you, all three of you can make a regular insight roll collectively.
1 second thought maybe.
And then we can leave here with BFF necklaces.
I want a best
right?
friend charm. Should we go in order sequentially, or should we? All
You
go at
can
once?
use. Do you have advantages left?
Yes.
Yep.
I do not.
Yo,
you
you
want-
had 3 from the general.
You have
pool.
one.
Do you
Well,
want to
there's-
use one
no,
from
you
the
said-
general pool?
You did? Oh, we have 2 in the pool, so use one of those.
Use one of those?
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody use your emboldening bond, please. All right, insight roll. Let's do it.
rolling this one.
Sisterhood.
I'll roll. Yeah, I'll roll.
18.
21.
I feel spontaneous, so I rolled. This is an insight roll.
Yep.
I rolled so far 24. I'm also going to use favored by the gods on this for the extra 2d4.
Okay.
30. All right. We did it. What did you roll?
18.
Okay.
And 20.
21.
Cacophony. Cacophony. As the name echoes through your mind, you feel something touching your feet. And you
I have feet.
remember what it feels like to walk, to move. You smell mint and holly. You hear the voice of Celine describing the shape of your person, your purpose, your character. And in an instant, you feel on the back of your neck cold breath. And another voice. She will not have you. I have taken her throne. And now I will take her champion.
Uh-oh.
As the
I
voice,
guess he lost.
No.
Answers that question.
the voice of Shar pierces into your mind,
Yeah. Yeah.
who seems waiting to receive you into the void, the absolute darkness. As the light presses into the darkness, and I need you to come and roll
Me?
your ultimate revivify spell.
I forgot I'm the one that has to do it at the end. You sure it's not her? Oh no.
You're taking your dragon. All right. Which of these
I
two?
have dramatic memories standing here. I'm not even kidding you. I feel nonsense.
Save me! Save me!
Which of these two do you want to roll?
Advantage, both.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Was that allowed?
On this. No.
Straight roll. You succeeded in all 3 of your skill checks, and so I'll be quite candid with you. The DC starts at 8 on the first time Revivify. This is how I do this. DC starts at 8 to succeed on a Revivify spell. For the Chris is getting nauseous over here. She's getting dizzy. Breathe.
You're not even on camera, so no one
It's
can
okay.
see you fall
It's
apart.
okay. It's okay. Perfect.
Where are all the things for characters?
This is amazing. So it starts at 8 on the first one. If you die a second time and need to be revived, it goes up by 2 and continues to go up by 2. However, if you succeed on this skill check challenge, the DC is lowered by 2 for every success. So it's really, the DC is really low.
Don't
You
say
really-
that, because you're gonna make it more
It's
embarrassing
really
when I crit.
it's really low. So basically,
You literally have to do a crit fail to lose.
Don't say that,
You-
Molly! I've done that before!
you don't roll a 1 or a 2. Don't roll a 1 or a 2.
I feel like the odds are pretty good here.
Alright.
Which one do you want? Yeah, we'll move them out of the way. In front of the statue's view.
Oh, why is it?
There's a
Earthquake.
yeah. Go for
Alright.
it.
Oh my goodness! No, that was a 1! Was that a 1?
Is that a 7 or a 1?
That's a 1!
Alright, bye.
That is a 1! Cacophony!
I knew it! I'm dinner! I'm being tenderized and marinated.
What are the chances? Literally!
Mint chicken.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
One job. Don't roll a 1.
She finally started rolling well, Carissa!
I don't have another character planned. I was really banking on you here.
You are not favored! You are not favored!
Oh.
Do I get to use a sorcery point on this? To reroll? What?
Oh, do you have any sorcery
Yes,
points
I have
left?
2 left.
You have 2 left? And how
Yes.
much is it to reroll?
1. But I'll let you take all of them.
Okay, come here, go. Let's see. You gotta roll. You gotta roll. You gotta roll the other dice. Oh.
This one will pass.
I have to tell Jake and Steven and Adam.
Steve is on. Steve
Go
is on.
ahead.
Yeah. Oh, they're watching.
Go ahead. All right, you have a 1. I will tell you.
I thought it was a 7.
No, it was a 1.
It's a
Yeah, no,
1.
it was a 1.
It's a 1.
All right. Go ahead. Oh, Chris is literally crying. We're not laughing. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing at the situation.
He's now hiding behind the green screen.
Well, 13 is good, right?
A 13. A 13 is a success,
Yeah.
even with the higher DC.
Yeah.
Even with the higher.
1 for 1.
even with the higher DC because of the 1.
All right.
So cacophony. And Celine fights.
I put my heart and soul into role playing.
The voice of Shar. You are mine. The cold begins to claim your soul. And in a flash, in an instant, no, not yet. Not yet. Celine reaches deep down into her connection with Ilmater. and she feels a presence alongside that of Ilmater within her. As your eyes open and you look up, and from the statue, there is the visage of the Raven Queen herself, extending her hand and pressing down into a shadow which seems to be welling up about the body of Cacophony. The hand meets the shadow, and with an explosive force, Ray, which you're oblivious to, this is entirely in the ethereal, supernatural plane. In the in-between, you watch as this battle over the soul of Cacophony ends, as Ilmater's bindings seem to contain the shadow for now. I am Cacophony. As your eyes flutter open,
It's like an I am Groot moment.
you see the concerned looks of Ray and Celine hunched over you. And you see the book above you, the words life and death. And you see the mask of the Raven Queen in an upturned smile with a crack. And a voice. That was too close. Don't allow that to happen again. As the misty shadow
I want to quit. I just want to be a barkeep.
floods over you three, you find yourselves in darkness. But it's not a foreboding void of light. It's simply the twilight that is quickly met with the dawn of cold stone, slight tremors, and the welcome voice of Hasheen and Anthony, wondering aloud where they are. And that's where we will pick up our session next week.
But am I alive?
You are
Am I
alive.
Okay, good.
See, you've passed. You did it.
No, I'm processing all the 5 stages right now. You give me a moment. I'm really angry. But my brain knows it's a game, so it doesn't have anything to be angry at. Oh, the rage. I don't even have any alcohol. I'm mad about that.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable. How? What are the odds, Matt? Every time you call me to that freaking table.
5%?
All you have to do is not
Crit
roll
failed
one.
Mishka. Failed Killian. Failed whoever Anthony. Whatever his name was.
Vex?
Yeah. This crit fail. Like any time. That stupid table. You make me roll there. That's when it happens. And you, how dare you? How dare you say when I have said how stressed I am about this, all you need to do is not roll a crit fail
I mean, to be fair, I was
saw
doing
it,
the
but
math.
You were off screen.
That's why I said it. I had to count on my fingers. It took me a while to do math.
All you need to do is not roll one decimal F. It's done now. Get it over with. There it is. Don't ever say that ever again. Next time what you say is, oh boy, I hope you don't roll a crit success. That would suck.
I'll roll just to show. That's an 8.
Do you want me to come roll and see if I crit fail it again, just for fun on the table?
Just for funsies, sure.
Yeah,
Come on and roll.
Like, I don't, like, Hoffman, your roll sucks in the past couple of sessions.
I
And-
know.
But those new dice didn't this week.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
They
ahead. Go ahead and
actually
roll.
made a difference.
Hey!
There you go.
Because it's
Hey,
only,
2 ones.
it's only when it matters. That's why. Because it knows it doesn't matter. It knows. There's no point. Like, oh, that one's a 2, but what was that? Like, it doesn't matter.
19.
What is this?
19.
Wait, now say something depends on me.
Listen,
But it doesn't really.
No, but just say it.
Yeah.
something depends on you.
No, it knows it. It knows.
That's what I'm saying. It knows it doesn't. It's not real.
This is so infuriating. I'm not crazy.
She's acting a little crazy.
You're crazy.
Seriously.
4 and 2. Well, with your use of your sorceress, which raw rules is written, you are able to use those for any.
Yeah. Check.
Yeah.
Check.
So that's why we.
So it was
allow that.
legal.
So it's legal, though we don't allow advantages or disadvantages on those. But insofar as you have sorcery points left, we'll allow that. Which, as the DC goes up, which Cacophony, yeah, your DC is definitely raised now.
Okay, so the next time I die, it'll be harder. Like
will
it goes.
Yes, it'll
Okay.
definitely be harder.
I also have to use the new roll when I do that. Like, it's not
You
just
do-
like you get
you-
to pick it. You
that's
have
right.
To use... The good thing is, it couldn't have gotten worse. So, we
could've
could
rolled a
only
2.
go up. I could have gotten a 2.
Times if you rolled
That's
2
improvement.
So we're gonna
fails.
do the dice giveaway,
I
and
have before.
if you would like your chance to win those dice or a $5 gift card, you can type into the chat right now, ! Second chance. ! Second chance, all one word. ! Second chance. For your chance to win either the dice. I think there's the turquoise set and there's a like a cool kind of blood red set as well. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. All the men down. Ladies.
Now we
I
get to
feel
leave
like I
BFF
was
forever
just
necklaces.
sexist in failing that way. I failed women just now. Not only did I fail us, but in our Sisterhood of the Traveling Soul, when I needed it most, I failed.
One dice roll in the entirety of.
I'm the reason women's suffrage exists.
Yeah, but the chat was here for you
Yeah.
and they supported you. And
Why? Don't. I'm telling you.
but the good news is you ultimately succeeded.
I know that Aasimar can like fall to the dark side. I never thought that
You gonna pull an Anakin?
no, that my character wouldn't fall, but I, in real life, would fall. I feel evil now.
Well,
What?
Cacophony, you have a second chance.
I live.
Both, Millsman. Both.
And with the conclusion of this episode, ladies, your 3 characters level up.
Yay!
The guys remain exactly where they are.
Uh-huh.
Worst punishment you could give to Steve.
I feel like I should take that as a cleric level because I don't know if we're gonna
I
trust
don't
you
know if we
going
can
forward.
choose. Yeah, can you like
Do you
be my
choose?
understudy and then like take over? I'll retire.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna tire you.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if you want to roll your hit dice for your level up. Celine, I believe it's a
6 for
D6
me.
for your
Yeah,
sorcerer.
Let's get a 1 on that. Oh, it was a 4.
It's a D12 for your barbarian,
I believe so.
Ray, and is a D8
I
for
would say I think
your
I'm a
warlock.
D8.
Yep.
I rolled a 4.
Ooh, should have probably. Oh no, that's good.
It is.
D6.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just... We're weak, Molly. I know you've got like a D12 or whatever.
Sorry.
Oh, you only rolled a 4. Oh, you've got only 6.
I rolled a 1.
My bad.
Reroll ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
7.
That's another 1.
Reroll.
Oh, that's an 8. Okay.
Okay. 8. You said a 7?
7.
Okay. That is above average. And Celine, what was your roll?
4.
4. All right. Also above average. So in your character sheet, you can go into the hit point modifier and just add that, whatever you rolled, into your total. And then it'll automatically add the other stuff.
Should we level up for next week, or wait until a long rest?
You'll take a long
Right away.
rest next week, so you can level up ahead of time.
I don't know what I get at level.
Oh, Millsman Don Queve, I love you.
So do I get to choose if warlock or cleric?
Yes, you do. If you want to do a level in cleric, you can certainly do that.
I don't deserve it. I'll just take the
I
sorcerer.
I'm going to consider that.
I think I lost a level.
Last chance, exclamation point, second chance for an opportunity to win the dice. I see several entries here. So we will roll that in a moment. Exclamation point, second chance. All right.
Ooh, I get relentless rage.
Oh, I got that too!
In real life. Yeah, Ray, what are you level now?
11.
You're at level 11, which is a fun barbarian level. And that evens you with Anthony, I believe.
I think so. Yes.
And Celine, you are level 9 now?
10.
10.
Oh, do I get another meta magic?
I don't know, do you?
I think so, looking at the chart here.
All right. And Cacophony, are you taking, well, you can determine it, but you're level 8 now?
9.
You're level 9. Okay, very good.
Oh, I didn't get another cantrip.
Ooh.
Very good.
Can I choose the meta magic?
Level 8 of Warlock, I believe, does give you a ability score increase or feat.
I know, that's what I'm...
So,
Before I decide, I was like, I'm going to
Yep.
do some research.
but both of them,
I could
Warlock
potentially never die again.
or Cleric,
Please, take that one. Please, God.
I mean, that's just what I get.
Please just reduce the amount
are
of people
D8s, I
need to
think.
work.
Okay, so I'm going to roll here. I think we have all the entrants. Okay. That is a 4. Which I believe there were 4 entrants, if I counted correctly. I think number 4 is Zump. Zump. Congratulations, Zump. Please let us know if you would like to win the dice and which set of dice, or a $5 gift card to DM's Guild. Congratulations, Zump. All right. Thank you all for sticking around. In our abbreviated session, we wanted to get through the Revivify. Obviously, we made it a little bit more dramatic and extended from the... Don't look at me like that. Usual course of things, because we knew that this would be all we did for this session. So we will have our secondary game from the Candlekeep Accords this Thursday night, if you'd like to check out that as well. And we encourage you to be there, where Jake is the DM, and I get to play a PC. Yay! And Carissa is also on that cast with several other different cast members, and we're having a fun time playing through that game, which exists in the same world, going on at the same time, but back in the Sword Coast in Baldur's Gate. That's this Thursday, and of course we'll pick things up right here next Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time when we continue the story and the party continues to loot, die, and repeat. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers.